Okay, so seeing Derek Prince, like let's see, he's anywhere from World War II Jan to like the generation before that in age, and he's gone home to be with God now, but he was a pastor during the 70s, what was called the charismatic movement, and he was in conferences, and so he was Pentecostal, and he wrote this really great book, Blessing or Curse You Choose, that helped me tremendously to understand how to step out of things prescribed for you because you come from certain bloodlines, because you are in a family that are supposed to be what you're supposed. I mean, because I think that evil and the devil, they rely a lot on the sins of the fathers visiting the next generations, and make it an absolute rule, like you're indebted to it, you know. So he wrote that. Well, anyway, I just saw some videos that are out there of him, and one was he was talking about the baby boomers generation, and that, you know, I mean, he was more like my parents' generation or my grandparents' generation. So he ministered to a lot of people, and he said that rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. That's what it says in the word, and that because of that, our generation was very rebellious, which, you know, I was always understanding it as, um, again, when you see through things through rose-colored glasses, that you care about people, you want to believe the best, then you don't see things necessarily as they are. So I was always wanting to believe that the rebellion was rebelling against things that, you know, rebelling against things that had long been just accepted as this is how things are supposed to be, and wanting to step into a more progressive mindset, and there was a lot of creativity and things like that. So but he was saying rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. The baby boomers were very rebellious, and thus it gave way to witchcraft. So he was saying a lot had become satanic. And he said, well, I helped a lot of people in my ministry who had gone that way, and then they wanted to turn back. But this is where I think a lot of people, and why I would say I was complaining that I would go to these churches and stuff, and they were so dead. I mean, it was just not, it wasn't a live, vital kind of Christianity and enjoying being with other people of faith and stuff. It was so dead. It is that what I think that even in the case of Prince, and I don't think that he probably saw, I think a lot did not see how people then, they turned down an even worse road of wanting to pretend faith and use that as a camouflage for their Satanism. And that, so that a lot of them, that's what they did at that point. I mean, when he was dealing with people who they were claiming they wanted to get free, that they didn't get free, they went down that road. And so we just have this mess. Remember what Reagan said about it takes only one generation, right? So then I was thinking, okay, which generation is that? Because, okay, the next generation, it's just scary. I was just in the cities, in the Twin Cities, and like there are just so many people who are, they're gender conflicted. You know, they don't like their gender. There's so much perversion. I mean, it's, and we're dealing with like a Sodom and Gomorrah level of corruption. People are ravenous for their perversion, and they want everyone else to be that too. I mean, they're on a campaign for everyone to be what they are. Man, you've not lived in LA, you know, certainly in California, you've not lived until you've seen a couple of gay Mexicans. at a restaurant. I mean, oh boy, because they've always been so traditional kind of people with their Catholicism, but no, trust the next generation. It's so bad, and we need miracles so badly. But but I was just thinking about it because I didn't. It's just our generation. I don't know. People just veered off, and I don't know what is it. It's partly being spoiled. It's partly it was so much, drugs and the sex revolution. Well, what I mean, where would those things lead? It's no wonder, right? That people just lost their minds.